So now we'll take a look at exactly how to transfer a WordPress blog from your web host to another web host. This is a great benefit when you come to sell your blogs, because not many buyers will know how to do it themselves. So if you can eliminate this problem from your auctions, then you'll certainly gain more sales. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm actually going to move this blog to another web host, and there are basically 5 steps that you need to follow. The first is you need to download all the blog files from the web host to your computer. The second is you need to download the database. Then you will point the DNS servers of the domain name to the new web host. You will import the database to the new web host, and you will upload the blog files to the new web host. It's very easy to do. There's nothing too complicated, and I'll show you exactly what to do in this video. So as we can see, here's the blog on the server at the moment. So the first thing we need to do is to download the files to this computer, or to your own computer. So you log into the website via an FTP program. What I like to do is to create a folder on my computer named after the domain name, and then I'll create another folder called WP files, which I know contains all the WordPress files. So we need to download them, so I'll go into that folder. This is on my computer, and what you basically need to do is, this is the root of the blog. I've deleted the temporary blog that I made in a previous video, so that's why it's not showing here. And you just select all the files and download them to the folder on your computer. Now, I know there's several here that I don't need to bother with, but if you're not sure, then just download all of them. You're not deleting them from here, you're just copying them over to your own computer. Okay, so that's all the files we need, and we'll start downloading them now. It will typically around 15-20 minutes maybe to download all the files to your computer, so I'll pause this video and I'll come back when all the files have downloaded. Okay, so all those files are now downloaded to our local machine. So that's the first step done. The next step is we need to download the database that contains all the WordPress information. To do that, we'll go back into our cPanel and we'll find the PHP My Admin section, which basically contains all the details about the databases and allows you to access them. So we'll click on that link, and here we have the names of the particular databases that are on this account. In this case there's only one, and these are all the tables that are inside the database. So to export it, we just need to click on the database on the left hand side. We need to go to the Export tab, and we don't need to change any settings. We just need to go down to the bottom, check the Save as File, click Go, and then choose to save the file in the same folder as what we've just downloaded all our WordPress files to. So we'll save that, and that's now saved. So we now have a local copy of all the WordPress files and the database. So the next thing we need to do is we need to point the domain name to the new server, where we can then import the database and upload the WordPress files. Okay, so we've now pointed the domain name towards the new hosting account, and as we can see, there's nothing installed whatsoever. So the first step is to create a new database and import the database that we downloaded from the blog. So we'll head into the cPanel and we'll go into MySQL databases. Here we need to create a new database, but we need it to match the information from the previous installation. So to do that, we need to go into the folder where we downloaded all our WordPress files to, and we need to open up wp-config in Notepad. And the important information we need here is these lines. There's the database name, the database user, and the database password. What you need to understand here is this part is the hosting account username. This might be different on the new hosting account, and I'll show you how to get that information in a second. So this is the name of the database that we need to create. So we'll copy that and we'll head back into here, we'll paste it in, and we'll create the database. Click go back, and we can see you'll have here the username for this particular hosting account, and in this case it's the same, so we don't need to change it. If this prefix was different, then you would just edit this part here to make sure it's the same. Okay, so we've created a new database. What we need to do now is to create a user for that database, and again we're using the same information here, which is this username. So we'll copy that, we'll add the username, we'll then copy the password, copy that and paste that into there, and we'll create the user. So that's now created. So we now have a database and a user. What we need to do now is we need to add that user to the database. To do that, very simple. In this case, we're granting all privileges for that user to that database, and we'll just click add user to database, we'll go back, and you'll then get this new section which tells you what the database is and what the user is. So now we've got the database, what we need to do is we need to install or upload the previous database installation. So we'll head back over into phpMyAdmin, and we can see there's no tables yet in this new database that we've just created. So we'll click on it, and what we need to do then is import the file that we exported from the previous installation. To do that, we just click on the import tab and we browse to the particular file which we downloaded, which was this one. We'll click open. You don't have to change anything else, just go down to the bottom, click go, and I'll take several seconds to import, as I'll just pause this video while it does that. Okay, so that's just imported fine. It's given us this message, and it's created all the tables and filled them with all the information from the previous blog install. So now that we've done that, all we have to do is to upload our WordPress blog files up to the new host. So we'll head back over to our FTP program, where we can see I've already logged in to the new host, and there's only the basic files there, there's nothing there. And all we need to do is select all the files from our folder. You don't have to upload the SQL file, as that's the database that we've just imported, and all we need to do is upload these files, click the button, and that will take again maybe 15-20 minutes depending on how fast your internet connection is. So I'll pause the video and I'll be back once that's done. Okay, so our files have now finished uploading, and if we head over to the website, it's the moment of truth, and as we can see, this was what the website looked like before. Now the files have uploaded. We'll click refresh, and there we see our blog is up and working as it should be. So that's how easy it is to transfer a WordPress blog from one host to another.